Tony stopped underestimating him. He even admitted it sounded amazing. The first concert was a success. On the road to the next city, Tony played music from famous black singers, assuming Shirley would know them, but Shirley didn't. Later, Tony picked up a stone from a souvenir shop and tried to keep it without paying. Shirley saw it and called him a thief. Tony argued it was just lying there, but Shirley insisted, take it back and pay for it. Frustrated, Tony threw it away. In Hanover, Tony inspected the piano before the show. It wasn't a Steinway, it was old and dirty. Tony demanded a replacement. The white manager dismissed him, saying any piano would do, but Tony stood his ground. Eventually, a Steinway was brought in, and Shirley delivered another stunning performance. As they traveled deeper into the South, Tony started to see Shirley differently. He opened up about his family, a loving wife, children, and many friends. Shirley, by contrast, had only money and loneliness. His marriage had failed, and even his brother kept his distance. Hearing this, Tony felt compassion. During a roadside stop, Tony bought fried chicken and urged Shirley to try it. Shirley had never eaten fast food before. At first, he refused, but finally he picked up a drumstick, one bite, and he realized how delicious it was. That was the scene from the beginning. Soon, they entered the Deep South, where racism was worst. Most hotels wouldn't allow black guests. Shirley had to stay in shabby motels, while Tony stayed in luxury hotels nearby. At night, Shirley sat outside alone. Other black men invited him to play basketball, but when he declined, they mocked him.
Just afraid of getting that butler uniform a little dusty.
They thought he was just Tony's servant. Shirley forced a smile and left. One evening, the white band members rushed to Tony. Shirley was in trouble at a bar. Tony stormed in and demanded they release him. The owner even pulled out a shotgun, but eventually they let Shirley go. On the way back, Tony scolded him for being careless in white bars. Shirley said discrimination was everywhere. He had long grown used to it. Later, their car broke down. Tony worked under the pouring rain to fix it. Black laborers nearby watched in shock. A white man working for a black man? It was unthinkable. But instead of pride, Shirley only felt shame. He got back in the car, and they left quickly. In North Carolina, they attended a fancy banquet, but the main dish was fried chicken, a stereotype about black people. Shirley was insulted but kept calm. When he asked to use the restroom, the host refused and told him to go outside. Shirley insisted on returning to his motel instead, even though it meant an hour's delay. Tony didn't understand, but for Shirley, it was about dignity. Tony later learned from the band members that Shirley was highly respected in the North. He was paid triple the fee, and the elite adored him, yet he chose to tour the South. When Tony asked why, they refused to explain, believing Tony was just like other whites, who never truly respected Shirley. On another day, they stopped at a tailor shop. Shirley admired a suit. The owner gladly let Tony try it, but when Shirley wanted to, the owner stopped him. If he wanted to try, he had to buy first. It was blatant discrimination. Shirley smiled bitterly and walked out. Despite the challenges, the tour went on smoothly, and Tony and Shirley grew closer. But one rainy night, they accidentally drove into a restricted road. Police stopped them. They said black people couldn't use that road at night. Tony argued, and both men were taken to jail. At the station, Shirley tried to reason with the officers. They ignored him. Finally, he made a phone call. Minutes later, the police chief ordered them released. The officers' attitudes changed instantly. Tony realized then that Shirley had powerful friends, people far beyond ordinary influence. He looked at Shirley differently. From that moment, his respect grew.